Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a clever fox named Felix. One sunny morning, Felix was wandering through the forest when he came across a small wooden bridge over a sparkling stream. On the other side, there was a glimmer of something shiny. Curious, Felix trotted across the bridge to investigate. As he reached the other side, Felix discovered a glistening golden egg lying on the ground. The egg was unlike anything he had ever seen before, shimmering brilliantly in the sunlight. Felix's eyes sparkled with greed as he thought about all the wonderful things he could do with such a treasure. Felix carefully picked up the golden egg and began his journey back home. Along the way, he passed a towering oak tree with a wise old owl perched on one of its branches. The owl, seeing the egg, hooted softly and warned Felix, "Be cautious, young fox. That egg may bring you more trouble than fortune." Ignoring the owl's warning, Felix continued on his way, clutching the egg tightly. As he approached his den, he noticed a series of beautiful, colorful mushrooms growing in a circle, forming a perfect ring. Felix had heard stories of these fairy rings and their magical properties, but he was too focused on his newfound treasure to pay them any mind. Suddenly, from within the circle of mushrooms, a group of tiny, ethereal fairies appeared. They fluttered around Felix, their delicate wings shimmering in the light. One of the fairies, with a crown of flowers, approached Felix and said, "Oh, clever fox, that egg belongs to our queen. It was stolen by a greedy crow. Please return it to us, and we will reward you with something far greater." Felix hesitated, his greed battling with his sense of right and wrong. After a moment, he handed the golden egg to the fairy. The fairies, in return, sprinkled Felix with magical fairy dust. Instantly, he felt a warm glow spread through his body, and a sense of peace and happiness filled his heart. As a reward for his good deed, the fairies led Felix to a hidden grove, where the trees bore fruit of every kind, each piece more delicious than the last. They told him he could visit the grove whenever he wished, as long as he remembered to share the bounty with others. From that day on, Felix the fox lived happily, using the grove's fruits to help his friends and neighbors in the forest. He realized that true wealth came not from hoarding treasures, but from the joy of sharing and the friendships he formed. And so, the forest thrived, and Felix became known as the kindest and wisest fox in the land.